on, guys? It's Ruben here, back again with another video review. And tonight we're going to be continuing our look at the Star Wars Black Series line with the Star Wars Black Series Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope Han Solo figure. So yeah, so I just want to go ahead and point out real quick, this is an old figure. I've been having this figure since probably I was like, I want to say since I was 11 or 12 years old, so it's been a long time. They did re-release this figure, but I didn't really bother going out and purchasing another one. However, I do wish that I would have, because it would have been cool to like compare the new figure to the old figure. So yeah, I wish I would have, but yeah. So since I don't have, since this is an old figure, I did move from a different house. It's been a while. Back then I lived in a different house, so I don't really know where the packaging is for this figure. So I'm going to be going over the figure only and not the packaging. However, I do have a packaging here that this would have looked like. So let me just get the figure aside real quick. This is probably how the packaging would have looked like. This is the old style Star Wars Black Series packaging, and I know you're used to seeing something like this nowadays, but yeah, back then it was this, sorry. So yeah, this is the Darth Vader packaging, so this is most likely how the Han Solo packaging looked like. But yeah, nowadays you're used to seeing this right here. So anyway, let's go ahead and have a look at the figure, and we'll get back to the packaging. Let's go ahead and have a look at the figure real quick, and its accessories and what it has to offer. So Han Solo is a pretty basic figure. This is actually my very first Black Series figure, I'm not gonna lie to you. And I want to say maybe 2 years later, 2 or 3 years later after I got this figure, I wanted to start collecting Black Series figures. But before this, you know, whenever I had this Star Wars figure, I really didn't bother, you know, getting these Star Wars figures. But yes, back then I was like collecting NECA figures and like the old style NECA Terminator figures and the Freddy Krueger figures, and I started collecting the Diamond Select Avengers figures. You know, I was into like all those kind of things. And then later on, I want to say maybe 2 or 3 years later, was probably whenever I started getting into the new Star Wars Black Series figures, and then the Marvel Legends figures. So yeah, it's been quite a trip. You know, I like to consider myself a big time collector now. I have a lot of different figures in my collection now, but this is definitely one of my first Star Wars Black Series figures that I ever got into, and this is kind of what started it. So yeah, as you can tell, it's a really old figure, guys. The paint on the hair is starting to, you know, come off. It's been through a lot, so I do apologize. The paint on the belt has come off. This back belt buckle was silver at one point, and so was the front one. I really want to get a new figure now just to compare it. I kind of want to get the Solo movie figure too, just to compare it next to also. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into accessories. The belt is removable because he does come with this belt right here, the Stormtrooper belt, and it also comes with the blaster. And if you remember my Luke Skywalker review, I did go ahead and put this on Luke Skywalker as well. So the way you want to take off the belt, you just want to like take the back off right there. It's a peg, and then you want to put his foot like that, slide this thing down there, and there you go. Very simple. And then if you want the Stormtrooper belt, simply go around right here and clip this part right there, as so. Rotate it around right there, and there you have the Stormtrooper belt, like that one scene whenever he wants to be a badass and go out there and basically, you know, shoot up them Stormtroopers, and then he runs into all of them. He's like, ah, and he sees all the Stormtroopers, and he just runs right back. But yeah, the blaster does fit in his hand very easily right there. So yeah, and then just store it back in here if you'd like to. So yeah, the blaster is just plain black. I did compare this to the Princess Leia blaster that she came with. It's just all black, very basic. And then the belt, it's done with the white paint. Not much detail, not much shadowing, just a bunch of paint, white paint right there. And then they did straps going on right there with the blaster. It's just a black hilt. Not hilt, I'm sorry, like a holster. Not durable, just a very hard plastic. And then there you go. And then for his other accessories, his actual blaster, you have a black handle right there. And it's like, it's not black, it's like a gray and then a gunmetal right here on the top scope piece. And then this used to be silver right here, the tip right here, the blaster, but and you know, it's worn off over time because you put it in the holster, you know, so many times the paint kind of rubs off. Same thing with this and with this, because you know you're taking this off constantly and you're rubbing the silver paint right off. But yeah, the brown has stayed on there, and then you have that black. I want to say this is another scope. I don't know. I don't really know what that is. So if you do know, just go ahead and comment below. But yeah. So Han also comes with some pair of gloves. However, I cannot find the other one. Like I said, this is a very old figure, so I do apologize. He does come with a pair of gloved hands. He comes with this one, which is very different from the one he has on. This one's just a regular one. And I do remember the other one was also a gun holding hand as well. It was just gloved. Same thing with this one right here. I want to say this is for... I don't actually remember in the film if he was wearing these gloves whenever he had these... I'm sorry, whenever he was shooting with the Stormtrooper blaster. I want to say he did. I want to say he did. Because it does look like this is for holding the blaster. He uses just one hand to hold, you know, his regular blaster. But I want to say this is what he uses. So, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure he was wearing the gloves whenever he was shooting the blaster in the Death Star. But yeah, he does come with one of these gloves, and it's very easy to pop off the hand and put on the other hand. I don't remember what happened with the other hand. I do not remember, so I'm trying to find it. And yeah, these gloves, you're probably wondering, why does he have gloves? Well, if you look back at the scenes whenever he's in the Millennium Falcon, he uses the gloves to pilot the Millennium Falcon. And I just watched Solo, so he actually uses these gloves to drive and to pilot the Millennium Falcon in the Solo movie as well. So I just wanted to point that out. Alright, so for articulation time, his head does move up that much, does move down that much, rotates. It is on a ball joint, so yeah. The arm goes out that much, rotates at the shoulder. Let me focus this camera real quick. Rotates at the shoulder, bent at the elbow, rotation at the elbow. His hand goes up that much, goes down that much, and he does have a swivel at the wrist as well. He has an ab crunch right there. I love how it's hidden too. He can do the splits, but it's kind of hindered from the belt. His leg goes forward that much, goes backwards that much. Let me do this leg. Goes backwards that much, goes forwards that much. He does have a thigh cut. It does ruin the detail though because of the lines on his pants. Double bend at the knee. I love the double bend. And then his foot goes down that much, goes up that much, and he does have an ankle pivot. So yeah, there you have it. Man, I love this figure. I forget how much I love this figure. But yeah, Han Solo is definitely one of my favorite characters from Star Wars. Before we get into size comparison time, I also wanted to point out that the vest is removable. So if you want to do one of those, that scene whenever he gets frozen into carbonite, that would be possible. Yeah, just kind of, it reminds me of that. That's what it reminds me of. But yeah, the vest is, I wouldn't really consider it an accessory, but it's really just up to you. And then just slide it back on, and there you go. Alright, so size comparison time. Here he is next to the other two heroes from the saga. Here he is next to the Star Wars Black Series, Luke Skywalker and Princess Leia. I've reviewed both of those, so feel free to go back and check them out. And it's basically a staircase. Leia is the shortest, Luke is like the middle, and Han is, you know, the tallest one, so there you go. And here he is next to Darth Vader, just in case you want to do that scene where he just shoots him. He's like, we'll be honored if you join us. I love that scene. Han's just a total badass. Shoots him immediately as he sees him, so yeah. And then here he is next to C-3PO. I love how he just shuts him up whenever he talks. He hates hearing him talk. But yeah, C-3PO is pretty small, so there you go. And then, of course, I couldn't forget, here he is next to his best friend, Chewbacca. And yes, Chewbacca's a pretty tall guy, so yeah, there you go. And then here he is next to a Marvel Legends Wolverine figure, and he does stand a bit taller than him. And here he is next to the new NECA, Stephen King's It figure, Pennywise. And don't worry, I'll do a review over this guy later. I know you guys are very excited for that. I know I am, so that is very awesome. And since I forgot to compare both Leia, Luke, and Obi-Wan next to this figure, I'm going to go ahead and do this one. Here he is next to the Star Wars Black Series First Order Stormtrooper. I don't know why I forgot. Yeah, but yeah, there you go. So there you have it, guys. Episode 4 of Han Solo. Really awesome figure. Definitely one of my favorites in my collection. I kind of, just doing this review makes me want to get the other, you know, remastered version, I guess. The remake of this one. And then they just came out with the Best Spin Episode 5 Han Solo, so I'm really looking forward to getting that. I don't have an Episode 5. I don't even think I have an Episode 5 Star Wars figure at all, unless you count Darth Vader. But yeah, I mean, I'm really looking forward to getting that one too. I don't have the old Han Solo from episode 7. I'm going to try to look for that one. Actually, this is the only Han Solo figure I have. I think I'm going to go ahead and get the new Solo Han Solo figure. But we'll see. That's like a shelf warmer. I have like a bunch of those in my local Walmart. I could probably go get one. Anyway, there you have the review over this figure. We are getting very close to the 3-year anniversary of the Rubik's films, of course. I have a very special surprise for you guys, so stay forward to that video. It's probably going to be uploaded after this one, but in case it's not, the next review is probably going to be over the Tarkin figure, or probably the Chewbacca figure here, but I don't quite know. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this review. As always, this has been a Rubik's film, and I will see you guys in the next review. Peace out. Happy Thanksgiving.